But yes, we're ready to go. Another one chilled by the fire, just because it's that kind of week. The uh, the amount of messing around by the insurance company and the repair garage that they've like basically sorted me out with is just phenomenal. So yeah, just not really a week for doing huge amounts of stuff on the chat. I would be doing a bandido, for instance, but the table isn't in here. It's bare. There is not much left, so that's what we're dealing with. Hi, Ellie. Wow, I wasn't sure if we'd see you. I guess it's very close to your bedtime. I do apologise. Or maybe you're staying up late because it's half term. I don't know. But yeah, here we are again. Hi, Sienna. Yeah, I know. I'm sometimes so late with these things, Sienna. It's I wish there was someone I could blame, but it's myself. Simple as that. But we have the stove going nice. I cheated today. I bought some wood from the co-op. I kid you not though, one pack of 12 logs. I've gone through 8 of them already. Oh dear. I'm hoping that that'll be the last one I need before I then put some of the bigger stuff in for ready for like a nighttime burn. It's absolutely freezing cold outside. Um, I might have to use 1 or 2 more. I want to have some left over, so when I get the van back, I have some wood straight away to use. But that said, Lucas might pop in some wood on Friday anyway, even though I don't have this van, because I said to him I can always just put it in the other van ready. So, as if your parents would let you stay up late. So you haven't got parents like Gracie then, Ellie. You can't get away with it like she does. But Gracie has some news. Go on in, Gracie, fire away with your news. Love to hear it. Hi, Sparker. Good to see you. How have you been, my man? I hope you're well. Hope you've had a good day, Ellie. I hope you've been having a really good half term overall, to be honest. Not just spending it doing all artwork for us, I hope. Oh, you got a new TV and it's 55 inches. Bloody. 55 bloody inches. That's a lot of inches. Mine's only 32. So, Gracie, yours is definitely bigger than mine. Oh, dear. And he said, my day was okay. I went out with my mum today. Yeah, what'd you do? Any like a bit of shopping or anything like that? Or just out for like drinks, a meal? What would you do? Hey, Susan. Hi, Sue. Good to see you. Um, she had a straight with the like to the point question, and Ellie having to fess up to not doing any studying. How rude, Sienna. Poor Ellie. She didn't want to come here getting told off for not doing her studies. I'm sure her parents will be telling her off enough for that as it is. Um, I like how you read the description, Gracie, so you can see that I've got some news. Well, the insurance company were true to their word, and they have sent me some money already. So that was quite a surprise that they would actually give me money up front for anything. Like I figured they'd have to put up a fight for something like that, but now the guy seems to have worked that all out. So I now have money to go and sort out a hotel, which I will be doing tomorrow, the second that they arrive with the whatever you call it, pickup truck, flatbed truck or whatever they're going to use to take this away. So yeah. Uh, I see, Ellie. That's. I guess you can't. It's what they say. You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And I guess that's the thing. All they can really do is try to help you, but they can't make you force the information into your head. Sparker saying all good. Thanks to did Sparker? I did ask how Sparker was doing. Good here. Thank you, everyone. Oh yeah, everyone asked, so you just gave everyone the answer. Cool. Glad you're doing well, Sparker. And Kit's in. Hi, Kit. Good to see you, my man. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Hold on, Eddie. What do you mean the special van? I've lost the context for that one. Are you having trouble with your med? Yeah, that will do it. That will do it. I guess it's quite a balancing act with all that. with all the stuff that you've got going on, Ellie. You must be like a maracas, just walking around, just like jingling with all the pills inside. uh, oh, the special van for taking my van. Well, I think it's more than a van. It'll be a truck, I guess is the one a better word, like a flatbed lorry slash truck type thing. Um, yeah, it'll certainly be rated for a lot more weight than this. I imagine at least 7.5 tons, but more likely a sort of 12-ton vehicle, probably something like that, because it'll have to carry itself plus mine. So, special truck. Yeah, we can call it that. What we got going on? Sienna questioning everybody that. That's a good question, actually. How is she finding the crutch? Yeah. Whoa, not going so well then, by the sounds of it, Ellie. We're halfway through the week, Sienna. I think you're being way too positive with that. We've got yet another day before we can say the weekend's nearly here. I guess we're over halfway, in theory, because it's 5 days of the week and we've gone through 3 of them, so that's kind of past the halfway mark. I'll allow. I will allow it. Oh dear. Hump day out the way. I love how you call it hump day. That's so funny. Oh dear. Sienna getting excited about it. I love it. And he's saying, I fell down some stairs in sports day. Oh, I hope you're all right. It's, and we have Gunnar. I have no idea what we're saying there. I hazard to call you Guna, but that's what it looks like on there. Hi, welcome to the chat. Sports Direct. That makes more sense. I was thinking, why would you have Sports Day now? I was trying to get my head around that, but Sports Direct sounds way more. And their stairs are often treacherous. I used to shop at Sports Direct in Stevenage. They closed that down, and well, I say closed down. They moved it to another location, which I did not know about. So we went over there. It was closed, and I was like, we can't get the shoes. But if I'd actually looked on the map, I'd have found out that they just moved to a different location. Which, to be fair, I'm not sure it would have helped because we got there quite late. But that's what happened the last time I was trying to buy the boys some shoes. But yeah, I can at least go to the new one. But yeah, they always have these tight stairs that are a bit slippery as well. I'm like, ooh. They have the grip thing on them, but the other rest of it is always slippery. I'm like, it just makes me feel like I'm going to fall down every time. Oh, thank you very much. Can I call you? What should I call you? I feel like Guna is not that's surely not how I'm supposed to pronounce that. So, is there a better thing to? I think it'll be Gunnall. Gunnall. Yeah, maybe. Is that maybe right? We don't know. I like to get the names right if I can. Right, yeah, so yeah, that's about all my update from today, really. Just the fact that the money turned up, so I'm ready to go. And they've changed the date and once again and moved it forward. So it was supposed to be Tuesday, then it was Friday, and now they're saying tomorrow. So yeah, I don't know. I think, like, if they take it tomorrow, like, I haven't bothered to tell the insurance company that they did not turn up. I've just decided the best option is just to wait for them to hopefully get the vehicle tomorrow, and then maybe on Friday they'll have got their assessment done and update. Like, they've got like a whole thing for me to be able to sort of like a web hub type thing, web app type deal, where I can look to see the current status of things. And it does seem like they're going to put like an estimated date of completion on there. So once I have that, I'll know whether or not I need to get immediately in touch with the insurance company again to say whether or not I need more dosh to get longer time at a hotel. I have some ideas of plans, like, because, well, it depends on what the estimate comes out. So if they think that they're going to have it back to me sometime next week, it depends which day it'll be. But let's say if they estimate Friday, for instance, then I might think about me and Ethan travelling for a bit and going somewhere for a bit of a treat during Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. Because I imagine if they're getting it back to me on a Friday, it's not going to turn up first thing in the morning. Um, but yeah, I'm thinking like basically I could do something along the lines of travelling somewhere. There's a few ideas percolating, but because we'll have funds to pay for a hotel somewhere, there's no reason why we couldn't sort of do a little bit of something fun somewhere. If we can find, because we don't have to stay local, we could go somewhere where they've got a hotel, maybe with a swimming pool, or maybe one with like next to some facilities type thing. I'm not thinking like anything crazy like Alton Towers or anything, because that would be too expensive, and also I think it's off season. But yeah, I'm trying to think up of ideas of things that me and Ethan could do during the week. We can't travel until after Monday anyway, so Tuesday would be the first day we go off and do anything. But we'd have Tuesday for travelling, because that's when we'd have to check out from the current hotel, or the one I'm going to book, and then we basically have Wednesday and Thursday for a bit of fun, and either travel back on the last part of Thursday, or potentially um, do the travelling on Friday morning. But it all depends on when the estimate of the completion lot is going to be, because they might decide they're going to complete it much earlier in the week, in which case I'll need to be around this way to be able to take possession again of the van. It might be that they're not going to have it ready until the week after, in which case we probably will go and do something, and I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do, and potentially, if I was going to miss a day or two's work the week after, I might be like, nah, no, not to worry, or swing it around to a different week. I don't know. There's a lot of sort of potential options, is basically my point anyway. And I'm thinking I'd like to get something cool done next week with Ethan if the opportunity arises. So I'm going to sort of see how things go, and the second I've got enough information to make a like a call on this, I'm gonna definitely make a decision about what I can get done. Oh, blimey, that fire's absolutely raging, isn't it? Let's close that down. We do not need it going quite like that. Let's get that in the screen a bit better. I do apologise. I've been ranting and I haven't seen anything in this thing. Thank you for the sub, and then we had a retracted message. That's unfortunate. Ellie says, my update is I found my headphones that I lost. Oh, you found them. Well done. Where were they? Oh, you spotted the golden nuggets? Yes, that's Ethan's treat breakfast. He has Sweetabix and then something else. And he always changes his mind over which one he wants. He likes a bit of variety. I realised I forgot to put the breakfast cereal from the cupboard into the van when I was packing last time, and there's some rolls at the top as well. And I was like, I'll remember then this time. I put them on the side. So everything that I forgot, I've put on the sides, and then yeah, it'll be easy enough to figure everything out. We have I can't pronounce that, but hi, I'm well. I hope you're well. I can no boy icon. I'm just going to say icon because that's the first bit. I don't know how I can pronounce that properly. But welcome to the chat. We've got Damsel in. Hi, Damsel. Dad joke in a little while, Ellie. We'll get a little bit of chat done and out of the way first. I went with the school last year. Oh, what are you talking about? Alton Towers? Yeah. Why do I look so serious? I think I'm a bit tired, that's all, Ellie. It's another one of those days where it's cold outside, so when I'm working, it kind of affects my eyes a little bit as well. I think they're all a bit red. Just and just all the general stress of the situation, everything like that. It's been a lot of added work each day, like packing and unpacking and repacking, and yeah, just everything's just been a bit up in the air. So I am quite looking forward to the weekend, because I'm going to get a weekend in the hotel, and I did check it out. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a bath in the as part of the sort of room that we're getting, and I'm looking forward to having my first bath for about 5 years. That's going to be really nice. Oh, thanks, Sparky. Yeah, I was relieved as well. I'm surprised that they actually gave money up front. Honestly, I thought they were going to be like, you can go and pay for something, and we'll reimburse, but then fight me on like what I got. I mean, if they went that way, I was just going to get something swanky. I was like, there's a Champneys around the corner from here, and I'd have been in on there. I'd have been like, look, guys, I'm just going to get the closest thing I can, and that'd have been the closest one. But no, they were pretty good about it. I'm going to say the insurance company, although their communication is a bit rubbish, um, you know, once the cogs got turning, they've sorted me out. They've done all right, and they were really quick with getting me a higher vehicle. And the stuff that they're used to dealing with, they dealt with absolutely bang on, and they've not fussed about. And I will say it was like that switch between when they weren't sure whose fault it was, the second that they knew that I was like not a fault and it was the other person, and it was confirmed or the other person. There was not going to be a battle about it. It was like boom, job done. We're going to sort you out if anything needs be. That was in the kitchen, Ellie. But where in the kitchen? How could you not find it in the kitchen? That's weird. Like, they must have found your headphones easy enough that way. We have a Mike in saying shout out. So we have Mike Cluley. Mike Cluley. Is that the name, hopefully? But Mike, shout out to you. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing, my friend? So I think you need unload, mate. Jeez, Sienna. Oh, dearie me. Ellie, I've got to go to bed. Sorry. Hopefully, I will catch you tomorrow. Bye, mate. Bye, Ellie. We'll see you tomorrow. Sorry for the late one, and I'll try to be better tomorrow. Yeah, try and get yourself some sleep. Honest, you probably deserve every minute you get, Ellie. I've got Total Tech in. Hi, Total Tech. No, not a new van. This is the same van, but just mostly empty because I am waiting for I've got a hire van outside that I'm using currently because this one's out of action, and I am waiting for the people to pick it up tomorrow to go get it fixed. So yeah. And the obligatory someone in with Epstein. Yeah. You ain't the first to have said it. It doesn't, and it's just, it never gets old, does it? We've got Taylor in. Hi, Taylor. Good to see you. You are indeed back. How are you, my friends? I hope you're well. Was that for the sneeze, Sia? Did I get a bless you for the sneeze? Oh, I should have done a dad joke while Ellie was here. Mind you, she doesn't actually like the dad joke. She reminds me about it, but she finds them too cringy. I'll let her know what it was tomorrow when I do tomorrow's one. I'll tell her what it was at the same time. She can get a double whammy in one day. Oh dear. So I can see we've got plenty of people in, so we must have some newbies. Oh, excuse me. If you're new, get in the chat below and say hi. Tell me where you're from. Always like to hear from the newbies. Maybe you want to join our YouTube family. Oh, we've got a hi from Kerry Webster. Hi, Kerry. Lovely to have you here. And where are you from, if I can ask? I'm from the UK, if it wasn't obvious. Well, she didn't ask like as if like she's got to go. Can we have the dad joke? She just said dad joke, and she sometimes says if she just said dad joke because I've got to go. Can you do it before I go? I would have. But I didn't put two and two together until she was gone. My bad. Total Tech says, why did the golfer wear 2 pairs of socks in case he got a hole in one? Yeah, I think we had that from the box, you know. I'm pretty sure that was in here somewhere. From the UK, eh? That's good, Kerry. Same here. I'm from a county called Bedfordshire, which is just north of London. Boring place as things go. Way better counties out there, especially for hiking and stuff. But that said, I've done plenty of camping here still, nonetheless. It's just quite flat here, basically. There's not a lot of like amazing. Well, I say that. There's a little bit of decent stuff where I get to over near Barton Clay and stuff, which I think is still technically Bedfordshire, maybe, possibly. I'm not sure. Not sure where the line is. Yeah, I think Barton Clay is still Bedfordshire. So. Yeah, that little bit there, just like the clappers and stuff, and Pegston Hills. That's the best we've got, which isn't too bad, to be fair. It's not that far away, but it's fairly minimum. Oh, another lad from Kent. I say lad. Sorry, didn't mean that. But we have a lad in the chat sometimes who's from Kent. So you'll be our maybe second or third person that we have from Kent. Lovely to have you here. I do keep meaning to come down to Kent. Get me and my van here down there. I have to wait a bit until it's fixed at the very least. But yeah, I keep being told there's some lovely places down there to visit. So got him. And we have Sorma. Well, that's a mouthful. I'm never going to be able to pronounce that, but thumbs up to you as well. Thank you for being here. Um, have you have you got any places you can recommend to visit in Kent? I always like to hear about any of the locals and the gems that they know where to go. Grace saying cereal time. You and your cereal in the evenings. Are you going to have some golden nuggets? You're welcome to come and have some if you want some, Gracie. Oh dear. Did we just have a bit of chat that just disappeared? I don't know. Sometimes the chat moves up and I know. I think it was just that silly thing about some sort of nonsense. No, no, no recommend. That's all right. That's all right. Don't worry. It's I ask, but not everybody has recommendations. But I hope you're well. I hope you're. I have no idea of your age or anything like that. So who knows? What's my favourite food? Good question. Good question. I mean, if we're talking like a meal as a whole meal, I would say it's the salmon curry that my friend makes. My best friend Noah. He makes an awesome salmon curry, and the best thing about it is I didn't have to make it, but he is also an amazing cook. So, and that's one of my favourite things to have. He does it absolutely bang on. Like I can do a decent version of it, but he puts way more love into his cooking than I do. He puts so much effort in, it's ridiculous. He gets it bang on every time. Um, but I like a bit of salmon on a barbecue as well. Like, you know, when I go out and do a little bit of like camping. Um, but yeah, I think the best meal I ever had camping though, I would have to say is the beef and veg stew that I made. I made it like dehydrated version that I could take with me across the country. And I remember, and I made little, and I had dumpling mix, so that I could just make up some dumplings when I was on site. 3 little ones I could put in the pot. And I remember cooking that up, and the first one was excellent, like went down so well because I was so hungry. I've been walking for days. Um, but then but I had 2 lots of it because I had 2 lots of each meal. And the second lot, because I'd learned from the first one how to cook it properly, because it was the first time ever trying it. I remember the second time, I knew exactly how to cook it. I got everything cooked perfectly. Oh my Lord, I'm up in the woods, middle of nowhere, nobody about, having a little fire to myself, absolutely like shattered from the day's walk. But at that point in the trip, it wasn't like that bad. I wasn't completely exhausted, and I was sort of like into the rhythm of it and feeling really good about being out. And I remember that evening, just everything was bang on, and then just like sitting there smelling this food cooking, and it only took about like 40 minutes basically just to prep it all up and then and get it cooked. But my Lord, 40 minutes of just like, oh, it's smelling so good. And I remember I had a little snack while I was waiting. I think I had a few M&Ms or something, and then it was finished, and it was a pretty living good portion size. The pot was full, and yeah, just out like having walked all day, just out there on your own, just like that, and the fire going. It's just a really hearty beef and veg stew with the dumplings, like just amazing, just amazing. Because it wasn't like a lot to cook, just sitting there on the floor just with the fire going. So it's not like I had to go to a lot of effort cooking. But oh yeah, that's I think in terms of like meals that I've had in my life, that's up there. It's hard to think of a meal that beat that. But there's a general sort of theme here. If you can think, it's not just about the meal itself, but it's about where it is and what was going on at the same time. And that's one of my favourite ever like mealtime memories for sure. Um, Great question, Kerry. Great question. Absolutely lovely. What about you? What's your favourite food? Sienna, I wouldn't mind a nibble of silver nuggets if they're silver. We've got gold over there. What would you want silver for? Oh dear. You do indeed see golden nuggets in the background. Ready to move over to the higher van so that Ethan can have some breakfast. I'll take him with us to the. I don't know what's going to be in the hotel room. If there's a fridge, I'll take some milk up and we'll and I'll take a few bits and pieces so we can have our breakfast in the room. Kerry saying I'm a pretty good cook. Yeah. What's your favourite things to? What's your best meal? What's the one that you pull out to impress people? One of my I have a lot of best meals, but the one that I pull out to like say if I'm on a date or something, or if I've got like friends around, A really good one to pull out for me is what I call my lamagin, but it's not like a. So lamagin is basically a really thin pizza with like minced lamb and red peppers and stuff. It's a it's a Turkish meal. However, I kind of like just get I make a topping up on myself. It's kind of like a little bit deconstructed because I make what they would use for the topping. I don't blend it up fine like them. I keep it quite chunky, and then I just put that on toast instead, and then I grate some cheese on there, throw a little bit of grated carrot and some lettuce mixed with some chopped parsley, and yeah, beautiful meal it is. But it's one of those meals where I can prep up everything beforehand and just slap it together near the end. So then it, like, you can see that I'm making some effort and putting some effort in, but I'm not in the kitchen for too long, and yet it comes out and it is mwah, it is absolutely beautiful. So that's my go-to. That is there. That's my go-to. What's yours? That's the question. Wayne's in. Hi Wayne, good to see you. I am doing decent, my man. Yeah, we got a payment out from the insurance company to cover the cost of some hotel stay, and the van is not yet taken, so we'll hope it'll actually turn up tomorrow like they say are. I mean, they've been messing me around a bit for that. Dreamy is back in. Hi Dreamy, good to see you. How are you today? Hope you're well. Riley's saying, hey, did YouTube glitch out for everybody yesterday? I didn't see a glitch. No, that's news to me. Whereabouts are you from, Riley, if I can ask? I mean, I'm UK based. We got Rippin saying, Chuck E. Cheese's, can I please get Freddy Fazbear? Yeah, what? Confused. Max is in. Yeah, human. That is Max. Hey bro, how you doing? Hope you're well. Did you ask what my favorite? Yes, I did. I asked what your favorite food is, Kerry. I also asked what's your go-to thing to cook as well to like impress somebody. Riley asking, are you banned from Matt's stream? Who is Matt? I don't even know who that is. Good to hear you doing well, Dreamy. Riley is UK based. Okay. Yeah, I don't recall YouTube being at all down yesterday. Could have been a local thing. Who knows? Yeah, I did. Sorry, Kerry, I'm a little bit behind. You have to sometimes be patient. I'm sometimes just half a dozen to a dozen messages behind on the stream because I like to give people a proper response. So you don't need to repeat yourself. I will eventually get there. Unless I've missed you by a mile, in which case, yeah. Dreamy's saying, mine is baked ratatouille and goat's cheese. Do you know, I've never tried ratatouille. I'd certainly give it a try, but yeah, I've never tried it. I wouldn't have goat's cheese, though. Don't like goat's cheese. I'd probably bet a vintage cheddar grated on that. No problem. Kerry's saying, meal probably should be steak and chips. Fair enough. Steak and chips. It's a solid meal. So is that your favourite meal? So, but you said you were a good cook, Kerry. So what's your go-to thing to cook to impress people? To like you know, without seeming like you're absolutely struggling. Like I say, mine's like that lamagin thing that I do. And as Dreamy's in, I should ask Dreamy as well. What's your favourite thing to cook if you do cook? Max saying, I'm good, thanks, bro. How are you, man? Yeah, I'm doing decent, Max. It's all getting moved along. I'm feeling a little bit more confident with the process of getting the van sorted out now. I'm not confident about these guys and their ability to pick it up, but other than that, well, like they've had pictures of it and they haven't turned around and point blank said, no, it's a no-go. And I did tell the people who were organising it that the subframe was bent a little bit. That doesn't seem to have put them off, so I feel like they're going to fix it and send it back. There's still the small sliver of possibility that once they get it, they do an assessment, and once they give a price to the insurance company could turn around and say, we'll just write it off and give you a payout, and then you can choose whether to buy the vehicle back or not, which obviously I would. I'd buy the vehicle back because I want all the stuff inside at the very least. And then I'd have a choice to make. See about fixing it myself or build a whole new van. Still on the fence about what I'd do if that's the thing that comes about. I have days where I'm like, nah, I don't want to give up this van. But then Having now had the hire van out here, I'll get back to the chat in a second. I'm just going to have a little chin wag. Having had this hire van for a little while now, I am filled with ideas about how I would convert something that size to suit for me and Ethan, and the potential of, like, you know, down the line if I had a partner who I wanted to do trips with at the very least. And I got to say that the creative juices are flowing on that. I've had so many ideas on, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do that, or the old clean slate, the whole kind of like, oh, if you had it to do again and you could do it from the get-go, all the things that I've added in here, which were slightly more complicated than they needed to be, because I'm doing it not how I would have done it if I'd been able to do it before I put something in. So, like, for instance, once the floor's in, I can't do anything under the floor, and I would definitely build the floor differently. I'd build it out of different materials, and I'd have stuff underneath it. I'd kit the whole floor out with underfloor heating. No question in my mind that the first thing I do is build like a heating system like I've got coming from the stove. I pipe it all out so the whole thing is underfloor heated, because that would be brilliant, and it would be done with oak veneered plywood, so I could ebonize the oak and then oil it up. Job done. It'd be sealed, it'd be really durable, and it will be natural, just the way I like things. So yeah, there's loads of things I'd do that I really would like fancy doing if I had a smaller vehicle, and I feel like I could get away with it now. We don't need quite as much space, and it would make us so much more sort of mobile and invisible to people, because it wouldn't be quite so obvious. Even to the point where I thought about the chimney for the stove, like, I could quite likely put the stove more central rather than to an edge, but also I'd have the top bit so I could like adjust it from the inside, so it was quite flat when I'm driving, and then kind of pop up, and it would be like, you know, I think it's doable. Now that I know what I'm doing and I've had the practice run, so to speak, there were so many things I'm like, oh, this is all doable, and I could do, and I'm like, oh, I think there's an excitement there of doing it, but then there's also the kind of like, oh, but it'd be a lot of work. Oh, like, but I'm like, oh, it'd be, you know, yeah, it'd be tempting, it'd be really tempting. Anyway, let me get back to the chat for a little bit. While you're saying, hey, Dreamy, okay, and then we've got Kerry saying, my dish I would serve would be spaghetti bolognese. Oh, that's a solid one for me as well. That's, yeah, because I do a good spaghetti bolognese, and you can obviously just reheat that. When I do that for, like, say, me and Ethan, we'll have that every other day for the whole week while he's here, and I'll still have about like 3 or 4 meals left for me, and all you really got to do is like cook some spaghetti to go with the bolognese. So that's a really good call, Kerry. Yeah, and it's obviously a very, you know, very well liked meal, very commonly loved. So yeah, yeah, very solid. That great call. Wayne saying, hope they sort out the van, mate, to a good standard. Well, that's the hope too. My fear is they do stuff with it and then it's not 100%. But I will be checking it with a fine tooth comb, and I will be on to the insurance company if I'm not happy with anything. I'm going to be straight on to them and be like, no, we're not having any of that. So yeah, because I'm not at fault, they go and basically have to bend over backwards for me, and I'm fully aware of that. I'm chill about it. I don't get like even though they've messed me around on a couple of things, I don't get all irate. I don't have a go at them. I'm polite to the people I'm dealing with. I will communicate my frustration if there is some, but I will do it in a way where I'm talking to that person not as if I'm aggro with them, but I let them know that I'm not happy with with whatever's happened, and that it's not acceptable and what I'm looking for, and I will push back with requirements and stuff when needed. But I always do it in a polite and friendly way, because that person, they can go to bat for you and try their hardest to get what you want, or they can not be bothered and they can just be phoning it in. And the difference of how they feel about you can make a big difference. So, like, you know, their choice to actually go and see their supervisor, or talk to the supervisor on their end, and actually call back a few times to chase up for you, or to not bother until the next day when they can be bothered with the energy in the morning. That's a difference of, like, you know, is that person annoyed with you or not, and stuff like that. It makes a big difference. Dreamy saying, I absolutely love goat's cheese. I even have it with figs. Oh, oh. Better you than me then, Dreamy. There. Cheers, Max. Kerry asking, are you a dad? I am indeed. I've got 2 boys. Da, 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 da. Dreamy saying, I've no doubt the future's looking very bright for you, Mark. Thank you, Dreamy. Riley, why are you saying you're Molly? I'm Molly. That's weird. Don't do that, Riley. Max saying, best way to do it, brother. My neighbour went up to the estate agents and went mental, and they threatened to call the police on him. Yeah, I'm not sure lol quite covers that, but yeah, yeah. I mean, what's it going to do to get like basically people doing that are just letting their own frustrations out. But the issue with that is you're just gonna upset the other person. But like that person isn't the person who's messed you about necessarily. Like basically the guy that I've been talking to, who sorted out the money for me to get to the to have a hotel, right? At the point where I was talking to him on the phone, I could have been absolutely irate at him because I talked to a person before. Like this is the events, right? The first person was from a place called Auxilis, which is weird because I'm insured by a company called Adrian Flux, but when I called the number they provide, I got through to a company called Auxilis, and Auxilis basically said they were going to sort everything out, took a lot of details, put me on to like lawyers and stuff, and did a lot of the initial stuff. And then before I know, I'm getting a contact from Aegeus, who it turns out are the underwriters of my insurance, and they've decided to take over and do it like their own. So I'm like, okay. And then it turned out, obviously, that the other guy had the same insurance. So I'm dealing with a lady, and she says, yeah, we'll get it all sorted out. She books in she got so the Auxilis people, they're the ones who got me sorted onto the van hire really quick, and that lady was really helpful and was really sorting me out, and seemed really good. So when I wasn't dealing with her anymore, I was a bit annoyed about that. But the next lady seemed pretty helpful as well, and she booked in the repair people coming to get the van. And okay, that fell through, but that wasn't her fault. That was somebody else's at the repair garages end of things. So yeah, absolute balls up on that end of things. And that's probably the worst mistake anyone's made. But anyway, that woman from Aegeus, the first one, had clearly not put notes on the file because she was supposed to be chasing some people about what I was going to do for accommodation. And I gave her a little bit of a chance, like gave her like the rest of the week, and then on Monday I had to call up and try to deal with it, only to find that she hadn't left any notes on the files like she said she was going to, and the guy I was dealing with had no idea about any of it. So I had to go through with him with the whole thing again, and he said, look, let me call you back once I've had a chance to talk to my supervisor. And to be fair, his supervisor was dealing with something. He said, I'll talk with him as soon as I can. But that supervisor basically wasn't available until it was too late, and so he sent me a message to basically say, I'll talk to you in the morning, which stressed me out. But to be fair, you look at it from his side of view, he didn't want an extra, he doesn't want to work an extra half an hour overtime unpaid for me. So he's called his day when he had to call his day. He's come back next morning, he has called me, unlike the other person who failed entirely, and he has sorted it all out, and he's dealt with it, and he's got me. If I'd have got irate with him because of the previous woman not doing her job, would he have been going to bat for me the way he has? Would it have turned out this way? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But it wouldn't have done him any favour or me any favour to have a crack at him. So it was like, no, it's not this guy's fault. I mean, if he was starting to mess me about and tell me things and then come back and change his mind, and I was dealing with that one, but I might express some proper annoyance, but in a calm manner. But no point getting at him for something somebody else did. Yeah, and then but people do that all the time, and it never helps. So let's have a little look. Oh, Fraggle Fart's in. Hi, Fraggle Fart. Grace saying 22 minutes past 10, still not in bed. Well, I mean, I don't think there's any danger of you getting to bed before midnight, I imagine, Gracie, knowing you. How you doing, Fraggle Fart? I hope you're well. Oh, you're saying it's me, comma Moley, not it's me Moley. I see. Bad grammar there, Gracie. Yeah, but you can't say it's me. You have to say it's Gracie Molly or something like that. Ah, dearie me. I see. That's one of your alt accounts, is it, Gracie? Fair enough. You young people and all your alt accounts, it's terrible. Um, what's Max saying? He's pretty thick. LOL. Are you talking about the chap I was talking about? I don't know. Did I sneeze again? Thank you, Sue. Oh, so you're talking. Oh, wait. Let me go. So you're talking about your best way to do it. About your neighbour. You're talking about your neighbour who's pretty thick. I see. It's that I've got to put them all together. Sorry, Max. He isn't a good person, but his reaction to things make me laugh. He is 62 years old and acts like a teenager when he gets mad. I know exactly the kind of person you're talking about, Max. Oh, I've known a few people like that where you think, how old are you and you're behaving like this? It's mental. But that stuff does make me laugh when people refuse to act in a reasonable manner for no reason other than they're just agitated with other stuff. Often it's not even the thing that they're dealing with that's agitated them that much. Right, just wondering, I've got some big wood. I don't really want to use that. I've got that one. Now I'm going to do one more of these. I think one more gets me where I want to be. So we're going to throw one of these in. You can see there's a bit of this one left in there. Just going to break that down. Put that on top. Yeah, I think that'd be good. The next one I'm going to put in here is one of the big fat ones, and that'll burn for quite a long time overnight. That gets there. Yeah, for those of you who don't know what I mean by a big fat one, it's a big old log like this. Size comparison, it doesn't have the hole down the middle. But we've got things nice and toasty in here. So even without putting anything else in, it would stay warm in here for at least 2 or 3 hours. And for the next couple, it would be cold, but it would still be fine. But if I put that in there, that extends out a few more hours more. So it'll stay pretty comfortable all night, and it's just when I wake up in the morning, it'll be a bit cool. But we don't mind that. Wait. Does that mean Sparker lives next door to Max then? Oh dear. I do jest. Right. And Gracie is back as Riley. What? Why? Why are you not just sticking as Gracie? Anyway, Sue saying I'm from Raynham, Kent, Moldy. Oh, so you're another one from Kent. Do you know what? I knew there was somebody else. I think you've told me. Have you told me that before? I swear, because I know there was a chap who was from Kent. I can't remember who he was. Can't remember which of the YouTube family it was. I don't think he's been in for a while. I can't remember. Depends who it was. but yeah. Do you have any places in Kent you can recommend, Sue? Max saying, my neighbour's like someone from a sitcom. When the landlord comes into the building, he will have a go at him. I have no idea how he hasn't been kicked out of the building. Probably through all the weird regulations we have in this country, or the fact that he probably pays his rent on time, and the landlord knows that he's got to put up with some nonsense with a guy who actually pays his bills, because he could easily have a guy who doesn't. Yes, Dreamy, it was a lovely sketch. It was a very nice thing for you to have done. There's been a lot of artwork attached to the channel lately. We've had Ellie doing quite a lot of it for us as well. Between that and the songs that Emmy has been putting out, we've got a lot of creative people here. It's amazing, which I do love that. I love that everyone here is quite creative. We've got a Mr. Melger in now. Yeah, I'm good, Fragglefart. Getting there slowly but surely with the whole like situation, but we'll get there. Sue's saying there were some lovely woodland walks in Raynham. Well, I'll check out Raynham on the maps and have a look to see where there's some good walks that I'd like look of, and I've got to find a place to park this beast up as well, haven't I? But it's, yeah, it'd be cool. Just seen the golden nuggets in the background. Legendary seal them, says Max. Yeah, oh, that gets commented on a bit. They're actually Ethan's. I don't eat cereal really. I just have my hot chocolate in the morning. I like just I started doing this actually. Like I think I did it a couple of times here and there before I actually did the cross country trip. But it was around about that time I started doing it, and then for the cross country trip, I realised I could have like a hot chocolate for breakfast if I basically used loads of protein powder as well, and like boosted up the protein in it. So I use whey powder, whey protein powder, and so that's what I have in the mornings now. I have that and a few other bits and pieces in there as well, and I just like supercharge it for like a really healthy breakfast. It gives me lots of protein and just warms me up in the morning. But it's quite lightweight so that I don't sort of fill myself up. And yeah, because I found that if I have like a lot of breakfast cereal, it's too sugary. And if I have the other cereals, they're bland. I don't like them, and they also then leave me feeling a bit too heavy. Whereas the hot chocolate thing just works out beautifully, and I can get cracking. And yeah, it's just what I like. But Ethan likes to have. He's got like Weetabix just behind those. And at the moment he's got golden nuggets, but he changes, he chops and changes. He likes a different thing. Gunnel is back saying, hi, I'm back. Hi, Gunnel. Shout out to you. Damsel saying, I'm heading off my only bedtime. Sorry, not very talkative tonight. That's all right, Damsel. You ain't got to be in here chatting all the time. I'm just really pleased to have had you here, and hope it's relaxed you, got your chill ready for bed. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. Oh, we've got a sailor in. Hey up, lad. How's ya? I'm good, sailor. How are you? Franklin saying, yep, sorry. I try to stay on here as much as I can, but most of the time I'm busy. Any changes to the van yet? Not really, no. Just they went from, it was supposed to be picked up Tuesday to Friday because they missed it. And now this morning they phoned me up and said they're going to pick it up tomorrow. So I'm going to have an early start tomorrow to get all the stuff over there to make sure I'm ready in case they turn up in the morning. It's the most annoying thing. I'd like if they could tell me a rough time, just like a 3 or 4 hour window even would be pretty useful. So if they said, oh, well, it won't be before 11 o'clock in the morning, anytime, I'd be like, sorted. It's good to know. I don't really want to have to like wake up at the crack of dawn just to get everything out of here and then find out they turn up in the afternoon and there was no rush. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of an annoyance, but I've also decided that I'm not going to like rush myself to death for these people because they've already messed me about. So they are sending a third party kind of company, so they're not doing it themselves because apparently their vehicle's busted. So I don't know if I believe that much. I think maybe they usually just go to a third party, but they were struggling to get a booking. I don't know. I felt like the woman on the phone was not being honest with me. We definitely got that sense. You know, the people at the insurance company, I could tell, like, you know, they were very much being fairly open about things. You could even tell when they weren't in an office and they were working from home, and they were fairly sort of open about that. But this lady, she was probably working in the office at whatever centre that they work at. But yeah, she gave me some like pretty limp like sort of excuses and stuff. Not even really tried, and then not any kind of like, oh, we're going to try and do something for you. Just like, well, we're booking Friday. It's the best we've got. I'm like, wow, mental. Did you confirm the pickup today? I wouldn't leave them to do what they say 3 or 4 days ago. Well, they said this morning. They called up this morning, Sparker. They literally called up at 9:30 in the morning and said, we're going to pick it up tomorrow. I'm like, okay, can you give me any times? They're like, no, not really. I said, can you make sure they let me know an hour before at least? And they're like, yeah, we can do that. And so I'll get an hour's notice. I'm just hoping they don't call up at like 7 o'clock in the morning and say we're picking up at 8. But what I've learned is these things aren't going to be happening before 8. And I have a feeling that in reality, they probably won't turn up before 8:30 or 9. So like, I'm not going to crack, because sometimes they've said like 7:30 pickup, which means I'd have to get up at like about 5 o'clock to kind of get myself ready and then have time to pack the van up and get it all into the other one. Well, I'm like, yeah, I think they're not turning up before 8:30, so I'll probably wake up at about 7 and then sort of get myself slowly going because I take a little bit of time in the morning. I'm not a morning person at all. Frankfurt saying it's just useless sometimes where people just say sorry, we have to cancel last minute. They didn't even cancel last minute though, Fragglefart. I'm not kidding. They just didn't turn up. And at the end of the window of Tuesday, where because they said anywhere between 7:30 and 5:30, I called up at 5:20, feeling a bit silly because they could still turn up at any minute, and knowing that the second it bloody rings, they'll probably, and I say to somebody have not turned up, they'll probably turn up. But lo and behold, when I call her, she's looked through the file. She, let me see what's happening, and she's gone off to talk to somebody. Comes back. I'm really sorry. The guy who was supposed to be dealing with this didn't realise that your vehicle hadn't been picked up. I'm like, okay. And then, and this is where you know when BS starts to fly, and she's going like, he's really sorry. I'll get you booked back in. She books me in for Friday, and I'm like, is Friday really the soonest you can do? Because at this moment I'm thinking, wow, this is ridiculous because I've just basically cleared everything. Like, I'd rather they just come out and get it now, sort of thing. And in hindsight, actually, the longer they left it, the better for me. But I was, at the time, I was thinking, this is a bit ridiculous. Friday. So I said to her, Friday, it seems like, you know, is that the best you can do? And she's like, well, unfortunately, and this is where the BS starts to fly. Unfortunately, the vehicle they would use to come get you is like not working at the moment. So they need to get that fixed first. I'm thinking, right. But the guy didn't know that I hadn't got picked up, but he knew that the vehicle that would pick me up was out of action. This ain't adding up, is it? It's like 2 and 2 is not making 4 all of a sudden. So I'm like, yeah, this is a thin story. What you're telling me is the guy in charge of the operations was aware that a vehicle wasn't working, which is the only one apparently that could pick mine up, which also seems like a stretch. Like, you've only got one, but which I'm like, okay, you know, I could see that if they've only got one for their place and they don't get that many commercial jobs, okay, but they probably do get a lot of commercial jobs. One vehicle doesn't seem like enough, but let's just say, okay, one vehicle. If you had one vehicle and it was the only vehicle that could fix it, or rather bring my thing over, like, if that's the case and you know that it's not working, how on earth aren't you checking the roster to see what it was supposed to be doing that day and calling everybody up? How do you not realise that I wasn't sorted by this? I'm like, doesn't add up. So I'm like, this is nonsense. And now I'm being told it's a third party vehicle. I'm like, yeah, somebody's dropped the ball massive here, and I'm getting some BS thrown around just trying to cover their behinds. Well, to be honest, this wasn't even the insurance company, no, Sailor. I mean, the insurance company have been a bit dodgy with the communication, but have made me whole where they can. The people at fault here are the repair centre, just nightmares. So you're saying the best meal is the meal you get to enjoy with someone special. Couldn't agree with you more there, Sue. That's very wise words, yeah. Although, as my story was saying, at that time in my life, I just liked the peace and quiet of being on my own and the adventure. But that is right. A meal that you can share with other people is usually a lot better. Which is why I like having friends around and cooking for people, and why Noah does that as well. Me and Noah love having people around and entertaining. What about you, Sue? Do you have people around and cook for them sometimes? What is guys going about fighting zombies? Are you saying that Sparker is, or are you saying that you are? Saying, Sue, I think you might be behind on the stream, Petal, just in case you're wondering why Molly has... Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was a bit of a throwback to a little while ago. Oh. Not so much. Oh, so Grace was asking Sparky if he's been fighting zombies. Yeah, you got. Well, the thing is, it's easier to shoot them if there's a lot, isn't it, Sparker? So if you let them build up numbers, then you can just, like, you know, get the minigun out and just trawl through, can't you? I don't even know if they have one in the game, but that's how I'm picturing it. Oh dear. Yeah, she is, isn't she, Sue? Very, very thoughtful. I am a bit behind. I'm going to try and catch up. Uh, oh yes, what was the granddaughter present? Yeah, did you settle on a gift idea? Yes, good question. Sienna's got a better memory than me. I tell you, my memory is terrible sometimes. Just didn't turn up, says Rografar. Useless. That sounds really confusing. Yeah, so yeah, it's just mental. They had no idea, just didn't turn up, and that's kind of classic, really. That is classic British customer service. Tell somebody to wait in all day for you. Don't bother to turn up, and certainly don't let them know that you're coming. It's to the point where, like, as a window cleaning company, when I started my company up, I wanted to be way better than that, and I understood something. So if we were going to mess up, like, my cleaners were under very clear instructions, and I had to fire a few people over this. Like, if you're not going to turn up for a job for any reason, it's not a problem, but tell me so I can tell the customer, right? Because basically, if we've sent out customers text or calls before, like basically the day before, to let people know we're coming so they can leave gates open or they can wait in or whatever, there's nothing more frustrating than the guy who says he's going to turn up not turning up, right? And so if there was a problem, cleaner's off sick or whatever, the first thing to do, as soon as I know that, whether it's the day before or the morning of, is call up the customer and let them know that the cleaner isn't coming and apologise, or do it via text if they're a text message person, whatever. And I tell you, the amount of times people were so thankful that we called. It's unbelievable. And anytime there's a problem, I just solve it really well for the customer. And every time you knew you just bought loyalty for years out of this person, because there's nothing that tells you that a company's dealing with things properly any better than just basically when it does go wrong, they don't try to make excuses. They don't just ignore it. They don't forget about you. They actually deal with it, and they try to make things as good as possible. So me telling somebody, look, we've messed up, I'm sorry, but we're not going to make it out to you. They go, oh, thanks very much for letting me know. I really appreciate that. And they'd just be flooding, like, just praise the fact that we bothered to call them and let them know, because the bar in this country is literally that low that messing something up and telling somebody we're not going to make it made somebody's day, because they're just so used to getting let down and just ignored. It's just mental. So you're saying, Senna, thank you for asking. I bought a special keepsake gold necklace. I will gift her some money. Her birthday is in March. Oh, that's a really nice thing. So a bit of best of both there, Sue. I like that. A keepsake gold necklace. Are you going to put a little keepsake in there for her, or is it or are you going to let her choose something to put in? That's the question. Frankenfart saying, I just feel like people shouldn't be allowed to muck people around. It's just unnecessary. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's because of just incompetency. Other times it's because of bad attitude. And sometimes it is just a total reliance on a system that means that if the system goes wrong a little bit, they mess up. Like, people are so in need of like a process. This is why AI can take over most people's jobs as well, because most people just want to go on autopilot and not have to think. So you've got these people in the call centers all following these scripts, and I tell you, every one of those people is slowly but surely going. This is the thing that's actually aggravated me a little bit here and there, is most of the communication has to be done not on the phone. And even when you can call them, they're trying everything they can to make you not call. They're like, no, can you go and check the website? Can you do this? Can you do that? Oh my God. And the amount of things I've had to deal with lately, like when I had to call the police up, right? I had to call the local police department up to get the incident number, because the police officer who was on scene, right? Get this right. The police officer on scene who was dealing with it all, right? When he asked me if I was all right, was I injured at all? I said, well, I got a bump and a cut on my head, you know, clear blood on there and everything like that. And he's going, oh, I'll get the paramedics to check you over. I assume you don't want to go to the hospital or anything. I said, no, I don't think I need to go to the hospital, but yeah, have someone check me out for sure. And he failed to let them know, I think, and they didn't even know, so they didn't come over and check. No one checked on me. But then he apparently, like I didn't know this, but for insurance purposes, I was going to need to know an incident number, and I really wish he'd have told me that and given me an incident number. But he gave me nothing. Like if he was giving me a ticket for speeding or for like driving under influence or something, like I kid you not, he'd probably have tickets to give me and write out pages. Probably, I don't know. I've never had anything like that, but I assume so. But I tell you, nothing when I've been in an accident and I'm obviously under stress in a situation, unfamiliar situation, hurt, dealing with a lot of stuff. And the least he could have done was go, this guy's going to need an incident number. Give it to him now so he hasn't got to phone up the police station later. This will save him trouble, save my fellow officers trouble having to deal with phone calls, give him all the details he'll need. No such thing. But also, I got a phone call at like some early time on a Sunday morning. Like, I can't remember what time it was, but on Sunday, he called up really early in the morning because he'd forgotten to ask about details of Ethan for his report because Ethan was in the vehicle at the time, so he needed to have details on Ethan, and he'd completely forgotten. I'm like, wow, what was this? Was it his second day on the job or something? I thought, what on earth? But yeah, but just anyway, so I basically had to, getting back to what I was talking about, I had to spend hours, and I'm not joking, hours waiting for wading through, first of all, nonsense, because I called up I went on their website, tried to see if there's a way to get anything. No, nothing. I said, okay. So I called the number, and I get through to a load of automated nonsense I have to go through, and I answer all the questions properly until it eventually tells me, goodbye, go and check the website, goodbye. Hangs up, and I'm like, oh, you joking? So I checked the website again, and I'm like, definitely, I cannot get this incident number because apparently they won't even put it on the system for a couple of weeks. So even if it was there, but there's no way for me to request it on their website either. So I need to go back and get a phone call. Like, even if I requested it, I think it would take 2 to 3 weeks for me to get it, and I need it now for my insurance company. And so I called them back up, and I found a way to force the machine to get me through to whoever was on the desk. But then I'm waiting for hours for somebody to bother to pick up. Once they did, it was pretty quick, got an instant number. But you could tell they were a bit annoyed of having to deal with it. And they even sort of said, like basically, I said, like, my insurance company need me to give them an instant number. And they were like, okay, and a bit of an attitude. They gave me that. And I said, they also asked if I could get the name of the other driver if you have it. But I understand if you can't give that to me. And they're like, no, we can't give that to you. And to be fair, the insurance company now had to get all this information anyway, and they should have been able to get all this. And I was like, okay. And you could tell there was a bit of an attitude there, and I'm thinking, okay, cheers. Which then also led me to understand a couple of things. Not only was Bedfordshire Police really not happy to take any phone calls from anybody, like as if it was the end of the world, but also I don't think I even needed to bother making all the calls because I reckon the insurance company could have found it all out themselves. They didn't need me doing that legwork, which I think was a bit of a like a cheeky one. That was the only thing from the Exilis people. I was a bit like, you guys didn't need to make me get that. You could have asked me for it, and because I didn't have it, you could have said, no problem, we'll find that out. And they could have done the legwork on that. But instead I had to, which wasn't too bad because I sat playing some Uno with Ethan and just had it in my ear. But like, could have done without it, to be honest. Could have done without the stress, because it was trying to work through all the, like, just the amount of automated system. It's like a fight to get somebody on the phone these days. It really is. It's just crazy. Anyway, rant over. Let's move on. Yeah, Zombie Warrior. That is right, Smarker. Right. Another good question from Senna that I didn't think to ask is whether there's going to be a party. Elephants never forget Molly. Why would they remember me? I love it. Right, you would be well impressed at the logistics for good zombie control model. I bet I would. I bet you the logistics in game is better than the real life stuff that we have to deal with. All right, Gracie, you got modded on that, and for obvious reasons. Right, Sue saying she's having a black and gold 18th birthday party. Oh, nice. So bit swanky then, bit up market. Sailor says, computer says no. Yep, about right. Max saying, did my comment get flagged? Sorry, Max, have I missed something? Let me see. When's the last thing you said? Long way back. Long way back. Just seen the golden nuggets in the background, legendary cereal. That's the last, and then very true. That's the last thing I think I see that you said. And I'll keep an eye as I go back. I, yeah, sorry, Max. I don't see any other comments, but I did respond to him. Oh, you got censored without me even seeing it. Yeah, it's not showing because I get a thing to say if someone's got modded, but potentially didn't even let me see it in the mod. There's a point where it just blocks something up to a point I didn't even see it. So sorry, Max. Yeah. No, Max, there are no there are no modded comments. I've just checked. The only one was from Gracie, and it was a really mundane thing. But yeah, I don't see anything. It's not. I think it's literally not even letting me see it. I think whatever you're putting, it's bad enough that it's like it might have been modded. It might be under review, which I can't deal with anything like that here. So sorry, Max. Try writing it in a different way or break it up, and you might be able to figure out which bit's getting you in trouble. What's Sienna saying to Max? If the comment is held from moderation while he sees it still. Yeah, but I haven't seen anything, Sienna. That's the thing. I haven't even seen it. Yeah, it must have been real bad. I mean, he did say it's from his sadistic mind, so. But yeah, I don't see any modded chat unless it's passed way beyond the last thing you said. I'm going to scroll a bit. Yeah, I don't see. I mean, to be fair, maybe no, because I can use this for a long time. So yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I tell you what, Sailor, you're not wrong. YouTube keeps messing with things, and obviously they have to. They have to keep updating. It's things like, for instance, the algorithm, right? I don't know if any of you guys would notice this because you're not content creators, so you're not paying attention to our side of the algorithm. But you might have seen it from your side, okay? Which is that so YouTube have a whole department which is designed to basically help new creators like get found, or rather help their algorithm stop funneling people into just the like established creators and try to kind of diversify your For You page, if you want to call it that. I call it the homepage. But essentially, yeah, they're trying to diversify that and to suggest a wider thing, because the problem is their previous sort of algorithms, so to speak, because they adjust it quite often, but they did a big overhaul a while ago. Basically, it was too kind of like, it was too restricted in the way that it wanted to just give you the sort of same people all the time, and it wouldn't and like, so if you kind of checked out a particular kind of genre or whatever, it would show you the most popular people in that genre, but wouldn't necessarily show you some of the smaller creators, and so you wouldn't necessarily get like even a chance to look at any of that. So they did a really big overhaul. But what that meant was it spread the views out a lot more. So all content creators across the board pretty much noticed a downtick in their viewership, because like anyone who was actually getting decent levels anyway, because basically it tried to share it amongst everybody, and it even affected the smaller ones, because it basically meant that something else changed as well, which was that there was a differential between good and bad content from new creators, and the good stuff would get tested a little bit more strongly, whereas the bad stuff wouldn't get tested the same and wouldn't kind of get pushed out. And they've kind of leveled them out even. So they kind of leveled everybody out, and only a very like a lot of people, I imagine, because most creators are like very, very tiny, but some of those are now seeing a tiny fraction, a bit more of a bump, but it has kind of affected everyone, and it's mental. They kind of shook everything up so badly, but at the same time they were trying to fix things like with like child protection stuff, which I think is really good. They need to protect the children really properly, and they need to make sure, you know, things are proper. But they do a lot of it in the background where you can't understand why it's not why it's working. Like for instance, like Ethan can't see the video of the crash, which is weird. Like I just shared it on WhatsApp in the end, but he can't see that. And like sometimes the kids can't see my streams and things like that. And it's really weird. Like and sometimes, like, so for instance, like Henry can sometimes see some of my streams and other times can't. And it's a whole weird thing. And there's no like, oh, one got flagged. Like I never see from my end, oh, this got flagged because like we're not going to show this to kids because of X and X reason. No, I just don't know that that's that's the case. So then they affect my viewership, but also they, you know, they affect a lot of things. But yet nobody even sees it happening. It's all like hush hush under the radar. It's mental, Which I guess they can't tell us everything they do. But like, why wouldn't you? What like I always think like with creators, they could be really more communicative and tell us like, why is this video not done so well? Was it because of the retention? Was it because I didn't have a like good enough click-through rate? Was it a combination of both? You could be a little bit more precise about what I've not done well. Like, and I feel like it would be really, you know, it shouldn't be up to me to kind of try to read between the lines because I don't know what the algorithm's doing. So I'm having to sort of guess what that's deciding. But I feel like there should be a thing it could pump out a little, like this is what happens. Yeah, and it's like that again with the modded chat. Like it's very random. So let me go back. Senna says, I might make content on another platform, don't assume. Who's assuming your content? Was that something I said? I don't know. They did it again just because I poked with sticks. Weird. It will mod weird stuff. Max, can you try substitute letters with numbers? Right. YouTube's chock full of bleeding bots now. Yeah, that is true as well. There's so many bots out there. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and the AI stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of this nonsense going on. Yeah, you got modded for saying Russian bots, but there you go. Yeah, Indian bots as well. There's loads of like Indian like view farming and stuff like that. It's mental. Oh, here we go. Max has finally got some modded stuff. I think all the people that let you down, Molly, should be put in a box and poked with. Yeah, you've done it now. It got modded this time, but I can see it. So, Red Poppy, it says, I think Max is saying, I think all the people that let you down, Molly, should be put in a box and poked with sticks for 10 hours whilst you say beetroot and dribble on them. That's a weird combination of things to do. Nah. There's got to be better. We could dribble honey on them, and we could just basically leave them next to an ant nest. Like not dangerous ants, just ants. That'll do it, wouldn't it? Max saying, I think I eventually beat it. Yeah, I could see. I had to unmod it, but it finally came through at least in the mods. Hey, Sarah's in. Good to see you, Sarah. Hope you're well. Oh, I see, Sienna. You said, yeah. Well, I did caveat that, like, I don't know for sure, but obviously the not. I guess what I should have said was the non-content creators of you out there. I mean, in some way, you're all partly content creators because you're helping me create this. So, you know, but I meant in terms of like a YouTube, you know, content creator, which, to be fair, there are a handful of people who are subscribed to me who have a decent subscriber base and have some videos on their channel. I mean, Gracie, I would consider to be a content creator just because she is putting stuff out, and Kat too. But they're not necessarily doing it like wholesale like I have done in the past, and like what like Tim does and stuff like that. Yeah, how have you been, Sarah? I hope you're well. Yeah, the beetroot, crazy. It was definitely worth it, Max. Yeah, that was cracking. Well done. Locusts. Oh, that's a bit harsh, but yeah. we could do like do something like that, or like do something noisy like crickets, or like just yeah, be like have them crawling on. It's been a while, Sarah. I hope you've been up to good things. Are you working today, or have we got you on a day off? Well, you missed me undressing and like showing it all up. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. You didn't miss that, Sarah. No, just me chatting today, Sarah. When's the last time you were in? I'm trying to remember. I can't always remember when everyone was in, so I don't know what's the last thing you knew happened with everything. I assume you know about the crash. I think you came in since then. Yeah. So I think you know about that. Well, there you go, Sparky. Yeah, so you're making videos, but you're not putting them on YouTube, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. People who put them on YouTube and try to beat that out. Well, get the algorithm working for them. uh, sorry, Sailor. What do you mean that could stuff them all? I'll put a video up, Sinner, just for you. Oh wow! It will be the killer trees ate my shoe. What? If that's real and you put that up, I'm going to be watching that. That sounds wicked. Sarah saying, I know about your home. Sorry about that. Hope you sorted. Not yet, Sarah. No, it's been a lot of back and forth in and getting a bit messed about. And that's kind of been what I've been chatting about earlier today. And then I've got on to some other random nonsense, to be fair. I'm just chin wagging today. It's just wagging away. But yeah, yeah, the insurance company have been good. They've paid out some money so I can get a hotel. And the plan is to do a little bit of fun time with Ethan. I mean, I'll get a bit of time at the hotel on my own first. So I'm going to have tomorrow night and Friday night on my own. So I'll get up to some solo fun. Yeah, I'll obviously be streaming with you guys from there. I am considering now. So there's a location next to the hotel, which was on my list of stealth camp opportunities back when I was doing stealth camping all the time. And I am thinking that while I wouldn't use it for a stealth camp, I could potentially get out there to do a little fire and cook myself a burger, because I've got some mincemeat that needs using. So I'm going to take that with, and I've took like an onion so I can basically make up some homemade burgers. Ooh, excuse me. And I'm thinking that I could do that, and I could do that on stream. So yeah. Yeah, the insurance has been pretty decent, Sarah. As soon as they realised it wasn't my fault and the other person was admitting liability, they're doing their best to make me whole. So yeah. You have a couple of videos to say that. I'll check them out. It's one of these things. I don't check out everybody's channels, but when someone's been in long enough that I consider them a family member, I then sometimes click on their details, especially if they're commenting on my videos, like after the fact. So like you'll see on my channel, I talk to a lot of people in the comment section as if it's kind of almost like it's WhatsApp or something. We're just chatting back and forth. And often I'll sort of check out people's channels just to see what they're about. And that's how I found out that, for instance, Emmy does like a lot of little videos. And yeah, she does some lovely little things. Like she focuses on shorts like solely, but yeah, she's a proper little creator, and I'm always proud to see the stuff she puts out. And she has a lot of talent. She's obviously young, so she's building it. But my lord, you know, 3-4 years down the line, if she practices her piano and her singing, she's going to be amazing. Just like Ethan, that's the kind of plan with him. There's a few years of practice with both those things, and he might well be the next big star, like selling like platinum records and stuff like that. You never know. What about you, Sarah? Tell me about yourself. How have you been? Have you been doing any more streaming yourself? I'm very curious. I kind of wish I'd seen your stream. I heard that you did that. But the thing is, I think you make them private after, so I can't see them after the fact. I'd love to watch one just to see what you get up to. Oh, you play piano. What do you have a grade? Are you graded? No, Noah plays. He's got whatever the top grade is. He's very good. So what grade are you then? Come on, you can boast. You can tell us. Are you like What's the top one? Is it 8 or 9? I don't know. I'm totally lost. 8. Yeah. Oh, so you're good then. You're good. Ah. I feel like you. Would you ever do it on stream or in a video? I'd be very interested to see your talents. Piano playing talents. The video is 18 years old, so not good quality, says Sparker. Quality is not what we're looking for. Well, not in terms of like that kind of quality, Sparker. We want to see quality, as in like just some, whether it be good humour or just like a good idea, whatever. When you were 15, but you're 46 now. Yeah, but do you still use a piano? Do you like keep yourself, practiced? I mean, if you haven't played since you were 15, yeah, I imagine you're going to be real rusty and probably would struggle with a grade 8 piece. But like, if you've continued to play, like Noah doesn't play regularly, but he plays often enough to keep himself kind of like I don't think he's as good as he was when he was that young. I think he told me. I asked him about it. He's like, yeah, I'm probably not as good as I was, but he's still very good. Max saying, I give up. I can't beat the AI with my second message. It has adapted. LOL. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't think I saw anything get modded. So yeah, you are ship out of luck. That would be with a T, not a P, but there we go. Sailor saying, all my videos from 2007. What kind of videos do you put out, Sailor? Yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm in the middle of a conversation with someone on here, and either they disappear for whatever reason. Obviously, you guys are sitting at home. Maybe somebody comes in, starts a conversation. Maybe you're at work. If you're like Sarah, I don't know where Sarah is. She didn't respond to my question, so I don't know. Oh, here we go. Sarah says, my life is caring and my hobbies are walking and now seems to be babysitting my grandkids. Well, yeah, the grandkids will take over, especially if you become the de facto babysitter. Oh, you're at home. That's cool. When's your next work day? Because I know you do shifts. Are you off for a few days, or are you back on soon? Like, so they even modded. Oh, like Elon. Well, no, that got through. I don't think it was that. Whatever it was, that didn't get modded. Oh, you off till Saturday? Nice. Yeah, well, I'm gonna. So you'll be able to join us then for my streams from the hotel. That'd be cool. I am looking forward to the bath. Oh, that's like on my mind the whole time. Oh dear. You haven't been in when I've been talking about this, Sarah, but it's one of the great benefits of this is I get to stay at a hotel on the insurance tick basically, and the one thing I haven't done for like the years since I was a van lifer basically is have a bath, like a nice hot bath, and I miss them because I used to have them all the time. I used to love a hot bath. I'm the kind of person, right, who runs the bath so hot it will scald you. It will like literally, it will leave me a different colour on whatever bits we're in, okay? And then I will sit in that until it gets so cold I have to basically let some water out and then refill and top up the heat with some more hot water. And I used to do it all the time. I love the bath, right? And obviously I couldn't have a bath in the van, which is why I ended up putting a steam room in, because I also like to steam. And I was like, well, if I can't have a bath, one way I can do this where I don't need huge amounts of water, but yet I could get myself nice and clean and relax in a nice warm thing, is I can have a steam room. So I do have a steam room here and I do use that. But as soon as I realised that I could have a hot bath when I'm at the hotel, oh, it'd be amazing. I think the only thing better would be to have someone share it with, but I don't have anyone to share a bath with. That's the only trouble. But yeah, I reckon I don't know if I'll have one every day, but my lord, I'm gonna use that bathtub. Yeah, exactly. You get like the pink tan, pink to white tan line. Yeah, if you haven't got that, you haven't had your bath warm enough. That's what I reckon. If you don't look like a lobster, what are you doing? To Max with the make YouTube great again. Yeah. Sailor saying Premier Inn got no baths. Yeah, no, I think it's a Days Inn that I'm going for. Days Inn, yeah. And it says that their rooms have um, a shower and a bath. So I'm guessing that's like a shower over a bath type deal thing. So um, I yeah, scalding exactly, Sarah. um, who's in that's called Kicker? Why Sinner? Why are you saying I'm salivating Kicker? Who's Kicker? Do you mean Sparker? What? What is going on? A bath is not a bath without a rubber duck. Nah. Can't agree. I mean, better to have a rubber duck, but even when I was little, I don't think I had rubber ducks. To be fair, I mean, I think there was one maybe, but I used to play with other stuff. To be fair, my boys used to love the crayons that you draw on the walls with, but the problem was they come off tile, but if they got it on the grout, it wouldn't come off. And you can actually see like tan marks when you're layered, scalded. What's it? Upper class here, Molly. What are you talking about, upper class, Sarah? Are you saying that it's? Are you saying about me or you? What's going on? No, Sinner literally says I'm salivating Kicker. Oh wait, it's done an auto translate. Ah, that's weird. Wait, why is it? So when I click on it, I can see that it says I'm salivating Sparker, but there's a little symbol next to it that says translated it, and it must have thought that you had spoken in a or written in a different language. How weird! How weird! You were right, Sarah. You got to dip test that thing and still go, oh, like yeah. Basically, if I'm not like lowering myself and going, then it's not hot enough. You got to like be holding your breath as you go in. Oh dear. Boiled nuts, anybody? Oh dear. We've run another log through. Are you staying in the one in Baylor? No, I don't even recognise that name. No. Max saying, and drink pure orange squash. Eh? What? Is that a bath? Not a bath without a rubber duck and drink pure? Did you get something else, like another comment that didn't come through, Max? I don't know, but yeah. Do you know what I used to like having my bath, but you can't get it anymore? Is Savlon? Does anyone else ever do that? Like yeah, that was a weird one for for my thing. Byskin says so. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Scotcho is what you want it to be. Yeah. Spark saying, well, that brings back memories. Not had a bath in years. Why not? Why not, Sparker? Have you not got one in the place where you are? I know some places don't have baths and they just have showers these days, like my van. Max saying, but it works with the rubber duck comment. Fair enough. Oh, you said yeah, you got another one thing, but it works. Yeah, kind of. So this says my mother-in-law has a pool in her back garden, brilliant in the summer. To be honest, I prefer swimming in the ocean or like a nice clear river or something like that. I don't like swimming pools so much because of the chlorine. If it's a good swimming pool where they're like public ones, they will stink because it's. Now here's a thing that some people don't know: if a swimming pool really smells strongly, and you think, oh, that's just to put a lot of chlorine in, that is not what you're smelling. If the chlorine levels are bang on right, which they should be, they can't put too much or too little. But even if they put a bit too much in, you will not actually smell the chlorine. It doesn't actually smell. And I know this for a fact because my parents used to have an overground pool and I used to do the chemicals in it. And when you put it in fresh and you put the chlorine in that, you can't really smell it. It has like, if you put it in quite strong and you smell it as you're putting it in, it's kind of like a bit of a bleachy smell. But basically, once it's mixed in that, it doesn't really smell. Okay, but You go to a public pool and it stinks, and you'll think, why? Okay. And now here's another comparison. If I go to the Champneys, where children aren't allowed in the pool, that pool does not smell. And there was almost a question of like, are they even putting chlorine in this thing? Someone asked me. And I was like, nah, there's a reason why this doesn't smell like a public swimming pool. Because the smell you're smelling isn't chlorine, it's the chemical that you get after urine and chlorine react. So the more it smells, the more urine there is in the pool. So don't get in a stinky pool. It's basically what I'm telling you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, Max beat me there. Look, it's the urine. Yeah, exactly. Pure blackberry squash and climbing a tree whilst dressed up as a man. Max, you are gone seriously like chaotic today. Yeah, even Sarah knew. There you go. I'm not even teaching half of you. Half of you even knew this already. But it's a nasty one, isn't it? Oh yeah. No, oh, also, yeah, you're right. You're right, Sarah. It's like some of the chemicals people put in their bodies, which is why you're supposed to shower before you get in, right? And the amount of people I see not showering, I'm like, lifeguard guys and all the people running it, you're supposed to be checking people on this. Like it used to be, you couldn't even, like I remember when I used to go swimming, I think at Stevenage, and you'd have to walk through a pool of like water that was circulating around that was specifically there to clean people's feet off, right? And I think basically get rid of the worst of anything. And it was quite wide, like so you had to take a fair few steps to get through it, and it'd really kind of clean your feet off without you really trying to do anything much. And that was the only way to get from the changing rooms into the swimming pool. And they don't do that sort of thing in most of them. But I was like, I just thought that was a standard because that was the only place I'd ever been. And then when I go anywhere else now, they don't have to do it. I'm thinking to myself, why is no one doing this? That was a brilliant, brilliant thing to do. But also, I feel like it should have been mandatory just showers. Just you having to do them. Yeah, the one at Letchworth. Now, the one at Letchworth near me, like that always stinks to high heaven, and I'm like, oh, I don't like going there. But I tell you, the worst thing I've ever had though is the Oasis over at Bedford. That one never smelt too bad, weirdly, and I think they had their filters on running very well, and they had like the proper like wave system and lots of flowing bits and stuff. And I do think because were predominantly around kids for that one, because it's a beach pool. I think that they filtered the water very, very well, and they probably like, and I did renew it from time to time. But one time we go swimming there, and I'm swimming around, and I noticed all these little kind of like curly little things, like little kind of bits, all in the water, all just everywhere. And I'm like, what is this? What is that? And all these little tiny bits floating. I'm like, what is that? That's awful. That looks. Why are there clouds of this everywhere? And so like I'm trying to avoid it, but it's just basically spreading and spreading, getting everywhere. And I'm a bit more like freaking out about it, going, and everyone else is going, don't worry, it's probably there all the time. I don't think this is because I don't notice this. And then before I realise like what's going on, I see something floating near, but oh god, and it's a solid lump of poo, but it's slowly dissolving, and this is where all this cloud of stuff is coming from. And I mean, by this point, it was covering half of the pool because of all the water was in like motion. And I was like, oh, grim. And I just immediately swum to a clean section where it wasn't any, kind of like got myself thoroughly cleaned off, and then got out of the pool. Went to go and tell a lifeguard and said, mate, there's a lump of feces in there. And he's like, all right, let me go and check it out. And then they just basically spent the next 5 minutes not even doing anything about it. Eventually, they decided to scoop it out. And this whole time, they've not told anyone. They're closing it down. They're not doing anything about it. And then I was like, dude, what are you going to do about this? He's like, oh, that's it. We just scoop it out. He says it's only a problem if it's liquid. Like if it's not diarrhea and it's actually just solid, then it won't cause a problem. I'm like, oh. So I kind of like didn't go back in, and I kind of let everyone else like in the group. So you realise that that's what that is, and they were like, oh, we're getting out, and we all just left. And I was like, and I haven't really been back much since, because I'm like, that's just grim. It was a long while till we went back, and they definitely emptied the pool out, cleaned it, and filled it back up. But yeah, oh man. So anyway, that's a story for you guys. Human saying, I think if we all dressed up as chickens and chase ourselves in the mirror, we will be set free. What? Max, honestly. Oh, dear me. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I think they only did flowing to make it move quicker. Yep. Um, forbidden pool treat. The pool brownie. Yeah. Pool brownie. Nice. Angler's in. Hi, Angler. Yeah, I don't. Well, this and the fact that even if it is chlorinated, the chlorine's not good for your skin. If you go swimming once in a blue moon, chlorine won't do you any harm. But if you're going regularly, it's actually really bad for your skin. It dries your skin out, does a little bad stuff, which is why I prefer to go for natural swimming. But the problem with the rivers around these parts is that the water companies are allowed to dump into them when they decide to see fit, just like proper raw sewage. And I was like, nah, dudes, that shouldn't be allowed even once. There should be no need for that at all. So that's pretty vile. But it's a case of just paying attention to when they have or haven't, or get into a place where you don't have any water treatment facilities nearby, like upstream. So yeah, I try to avoid those, but yeah. Vile, isn't it? Red bands out. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Spark saying, I thought Jaws was bad. Yeah. I don't know. What would you rather see coming towards you? A grey fin or a big brown lump that is slowly but surely dissolving in the water? Get your votes in. Dreamy's in. I'm going to Magaluf in March. Wow, nice. And now I'm so excited about the pools. Thanks, Mark. A lot more. No, you're all right. I heard tell that in Magaluf, people don't piss and shit in the pool, so you'll be all right. Oh, dearie me. Max saying, Dreamy, the trick is to eat it before someone else does. No, you don't eat the pool brownies. Max, you don't eat them. Yeah, feed them to the chickens. They'll love it. Max, you know what is fun? Pretending to be a piece of spaghetti and throw yourself against the wall to see if you're cooked or not. That's the best. That is the best comment of the night. Sienna. Max, you've got to go do that and tell us what the result is. Are you cooked or are you not? Dear. So they were saying, I'll take my chance with a grey fin. Yeah, because it could be a dolphin, it could be a shark, and even a shark might not necessarily take a bite. Depends. Are you tasty enough for the shark to take a bite, Sarah? That's the question. I think I'd be in danger. I think I look pretty tasty. I don't know. Senna can tell me. Max is absolutely dying. Yeah, but have you done the test, Max? Are you cooked? Yes or no? That's the question. We already know you're dying, but we want to know whether or not you're cooked. We all on fins. You'd be lucky if the hotel pools are open in March. Yeah, I don't know. It's an indoor pool, like at the one that I was thinking about maybe going to. There's a place that we used to go to when we were a whole family before van life. We used to go to Northampton for the balloon festival, and because obviously we didn't at that point we didn't have a van to stay in, we had to figure something else out. So we went to the Hilton over there, and they have an indoor pool. It's pretty cool, and they also have a steam room. And I remember the last time we were there, Ethan actually tried the steam room and he really liked it. Sarah saying, I can close my mouth and let the floater pass. Yeah, you just hope it doesn't bump into you on the way by. Angler saying, I meant in Magaluf to who is going there. What's this? If you're lucky. Oh, you'll be lucky if they. Oh, I get you now, Angler. So I thought you were talking to me about my earlier thing, but of course that was ages ago. Sorry, my silly brain. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I've never been to Magaluf, but yeah, I guess if it's like a sort of off-season visit to a what do you call it? Like a holiday location. Yeah, so Dreamy might be out of luck there, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of other things to do though. And maybe after all this, she doesn't even want the swimming pool to be open. Dear. A human said, "No, I've forced my hostages to try it out. They are they're not longer responding." You know, hostages is not the PC word for calling your children anymore, Max. You know, we used to be able to call them slaves or hostages. Can't do that anymore. Yeah. I think the technical term now is unsalaried interns. Can't even call them staff anymore. Just interns, basically. Indoor brownie's much better. Yeah. Well, you won't want an outdoor one. Flies could have landed on that brownie. Jeez. Ugh. Who wants a pool brownie that could have had flies in it? Nah, you want the indoor one. Oh dear. Who? What? What? Who? Is that something I've said and I've not given context to who I'm talking to? I do that a lot sometimes. Once it gets this late, I forget to say who I'm talking to in the chat. I do apologise if I've done that. What's Max saying? No, these are unsuspecting dog walkers I catch in a net down the beach. Are we talking about the kind that leave the bags in the trees for the poo fairy to take? Because if so, I'm behind you 100% there, Max. I tell you, there are definitely some dog walkers out there who need sorting out, and yeah, some spaghettification for them wouldn't go amiss. It might teach them a lesson, that the fact that they have to deal with their dog's poop and not leave it in a tree hanging around for somebody else to look at for the next 3 years. Yeah, yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine. Mental, where people leave that stuff sometimes. I've been at, like, what's it called? Radwell Meadows near here. Lovely picturesque spot. Lots of benches and tables for people to have picnics at. And on the fence next to the picnic bench, what do you see? Just loads of poop bags just hanging there. I'm like, why? Why have you done this? And how has that not got muddied? Look at Sarah with her chat. Try to keep that a bit. Mind you, I've said a few choice words. It's late. I think we'll be all right. The young ones have gone. Sen says that's just compost for the branches, but it doesn't compost because it's in a bag. So, you know, this is the problem. If they just left it like on the ground and flicked it into like the nettles or into the bushes where no one's going to walk, I wouldn't be too bothered. Nature will take care of that. There's plenty of wild animals out there doing their business, and you never really see it, and you never have to deal with it because nature takes care of it. You know, if you had loads of people turn up in the location, leaving all that there with their dogs, you'd eventually have a lot of problem with flies and stuff in that area. So that's not a good idea. But, like, you know, if they're just like the odd one and they're getting a stick and flicking it into the nettles, not a problem. Not a big deal. It will get dealt with over time. But tying it in a plastic bag and sticking it on a tree, it's just hanging there like a Christmas decoration someone forgot, with a very nasty surprise inside. It's just awful. And not, like, it's a real pet. Hey, the only thing that like ever bugged me more than that was at our spot over in Billswade. There were some really nasty people who considered that a place where they could just take their dog for a walk, let it off lead, let it poop where it wanted, and just leave it there. And we've turned up before, and literally the place has been covered like a minefield. And I'm not joking, we've had to go around and we've filled up 2 full carrier bags with just the amount of dog feces laying there, just waiting for everybody to step in. And the problem is, you find out in the most nasty way, because you find out that it's there on the bottom of your shoe. And there was one lady who used to take her 2 dogs there to walk, and she would let them poop on the pathway, right, and then just leave it. And when Henry told her that she shouldn't do that, she told him it's fine, it's good for the ground. She wouldn't listen to him, so he came over and told me. So I went over to speak to her about it, and all I got was, "Excuse me, are you letting your dogs just poop on the floor?" And at that point, before I could even finish my sentence, she's going, "It's none of your business." I went, "Well, it is actually. My boy's playing here. If they tread in that, they're going to walk it inside, and nobody wants dog poo in their home." And she's going, "It's none of your business," and she was going right, like, just like really aggressive with me. So the next time I saw her, I was ready, and I came out and I watched her go, and I got my phone out and I recorded her like letting her dogs poop and not clearing it up. And then she spotted me afterwards as she was on her way out, and she came rushing over and she got right in my face going, "You're recording me, aren't you? You're recording me. You're trying to police me." And I was like, "Well, you are doing something disgusting and well out of order." And she's like, "You can take all the photos you want, and I'm going to put." And she off she went. I thought, well, I'll take that as consent then, and I sent all that stuff off to the council to get her right in trouble, because like, why not? But yeah, but she was like an elderly lady. She got super aggressive, like really aggressive. And I'm like, I went over to try to have like a nice chat with you, just say, look, sort your ways, bring a bag, pick it up, job done. There's a dog poo bin right outside the park. Just do it. But kids play here, like the mentality of it. But people are literally using it as if it was like a giant like litter tray for their pets. Ridiculous. Sparker's off. Take care, Sparker. You go and cook for your lovely missus. Don't pick it, flick it, says Sienna. Yeah, or if it's a bogey, you can pick it and flick it. I'm joking. I'm joking. You eat it, of course. No, you do not. Yeah, it winds me up too, Sarah. It's a real pet hate of mine. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm always quite like not too rowdy with the person, because I find like aggression isn't always good. But I want to just like me and Noah had some conversations about it. I was like, if she doesn't stop, she eventually stopped, because I think the council probably got in touch and maybe even find her. But I was like, if she doesn't stop and I catch her again, I might just go and pick up the dog poo for her, but before she leaves. And I was like, I might go and put it like on her car, or like, and Noah was like, one idea better, rub it on the inside of her door handle for her car. I was like, oh, dude. So what I did do was I spotted her another time, but it was too late to basically like do anything. She was almost ready to head off. So when she got in her car and she was fiddling around with something, I basically pushed the wing mirror in from the opposite, like from the passenger side, so that when she reversed backwards, she had to stop. When she realised she couldn't look in her mirror, get out and go and do it. And then the next time I saw her parked there, I pulled up both of her windshield wipers so they weren't in position. Just anything I could do to bug her, basically. Nothing that would vandalise anything, nothing that would cause any damage, but enough just to annoy her just a little bit. It's like, yeah. But I was like so tempted to do Noah's trick. I was like, I could probably just bag it all up, follow her home, and just dump it on her doorstep. Job done. We've got Max heading off as well. Good night, Max. You take care. Dreamy saying, I'm completely put off from breakfast, thanks again. I'm sorry, Dreamy. Are you having breakfast? Where are you from, Dreamy? Like it's in the evening. How are you having breakfast? I guess you're from somewhere else. So good night to Max. We've got some modded chat. Yeah, and I pick it up and I'll put it on her door. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, like the lads used to get up to some ideas of it as well. We could do this, we could do that. We were all like just plotting evil things to do. Do you know what we called her? We called her the dog poo lady. That was her name. We didn't know her name, but she was literally called dog poo lady. That's all we ever talked. If I said to the boys, "Oh, do you remember dog poo lady?" They'd be like, "Yeah, you were right, not." Like that is like so. It was weird because she would quite politely talk to the boys until they started asking her to pick up her dog poo, and then she was like not having it. Oh, you mean tomorrow? Well, you won't be thinking about this tomorrow while you're having your breakfast, will you? Not unless we try to force it into your brain even more, and then we maybe can make it. Oh dear. But no, yeah, fun times though. I tell you. I mean, I don't know. That's the stuff that really annoyed me more, even though the whole place was used as basically like part of the local drug syndicate's kind of like drop zone and stuff like that, to the point where Henry actually found a bag of drugs one time, and by pure coincidence there was a police officer walking around at the same time doing a little check, but he was up the other end. So Henry found this bag, and I think potentially it was because the guy maybe saw the copper and licked it and it dropped out of his pocket without realising. I don't know. But yeah, it was a well-known place for drug dealers to go and do their stuff. But since we parked there, they slowly got the idea and were like, no, we won't, it's too hot now. I think it didn't help that I have a camera basically pointed at the front of the van, everyone going back and forth, and they were like realised, oh, we might be being recorded here. This is not a good idea. but yeah, no. But weirdly, the drug dealing, while it's bad, obviously, did not wind me up as much as the people using it as basically a toilet for their dogs. That was because that kind of affected me quite personally. So, and I think that's kind of like the way things go. If it affects you personally, you always get more upset by it. Just the way it is. Anyway, it's got late. We're nearly coming up to 2 hours, and I do want to get to bed at a reasonable hour. So, and this clock keeps messing me up because it's an hour behind for whatever reason now. I don't know how that happened. Well, you say that, Dreamy. The kind of poop you get from cows and sheep where they only eat vegetation is actually good for the grounds. But dog poo, just like human poo, isn't I mean, it's not terrible for the ground depending on where it's going. But generally speaking, flies will just eat that. It'll just sit there and just get eaten by the flies. But obviously none of that's going to happen if it's in a plastic bag hanging on a tree. Yeah, it generally doesn't work its way into the ground that much, and it's not actually that great because it can be very fatty, which is not good for the soil either. It does kind of depend on what they're eating. So like chicken poop can be very good for the ground, but generally that's because they're not eating huge amounts of fat. They're eating grains. They can eat some sort of meaty kind of products, but generally speaking, that's very little of that. So their poo's pretty okay, but again, quite dangerous. You have to treat that properly well before you can't just go and use it like on your crop and stuff and that. You have to treat it. So elephant dung, brilliant for roses. I can believe it. Yeah, I bet that would be amazing. But again, they're not carnivores, are they? They're herbivores, and so it's all about that really. Oh, we have Marina in. It's been a long time. It's been okay. I don't know if it's been a while, so I don't know if you know about the crash, Marina, but but it's been all hectic for the last week and a bit. So yeah, been crazy. And you've caught me just at the end of the stream. We're only going to be going for a little bit longer. So yeah, I'll oh, Gracie's back again. Hi, Gracie. And Oreo is in as well. Hi, Oreo. Good to see you. What did you mean to say hi, Gracie, or because you the Gracie? Oh, your daughter's called Gracie. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? That's a small world. It's a lovely name, actually, just like the kangaroo in Australia. Hey, Gracie, and Dwayne as well, saying hello. Hi, Dwayne. We've had a load of people suddenly jump in and say hello, but I am literally heading off, so I do apologise. But it's got quite late, and you might be able to tell I'm getting a bit tired. The old eyes are getting very sleepy. 17 in April. That's she's 17 in April. Wow, that's getting there. That's right, Marina. Be new day soon enough. I'm looking forward to the weekend and having some relaxing time, and just hoping that they're going to fix my van. It'll be fine. Yeah, you have a good night, Oreo. Lovely to have see you pop in. Sorry, I didn't stay. Dreamy saying sleep well and peace. Bye bye. Bye, Dreamy. Bye, Gracie. Bye, Dwayne. Bye, Sarah. Bye, everybody else. Love you all very much, and thanks everyone for being here and for chatting with me. It has been wonderful, especially you, Sarah. We've had a really good chat today. That's actually really nice. I really enjoyed that one. So yeah, thank you for being here. And if Sienna's still watching, thank you as well. And yeah, I will see you all tomorrow. But for now, have fun.